Yo, welcome everyone to iRake Mentality Podcast here today. I'm Jesse Zaragoza, and this is Ryan Vega, the shy guy. On TikTok, you could find him. What's going on, Ryan?
What's going on, man? It's almost that time again. It's Thursday. Everyone's gearing up for the weekend and ready to play some ball, man.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for the weekend. It's like every weekend comes faster in the season, and it can't come fast enough in the off season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're just waiting, but then once it starts, it's like bang, bang, one after the next.
I'm tired already. But it's a good tired. It's fun. It's always at the beginning of the year. It's always like this. Getting your body used to the season again, and then when it's done, we miss it the very next week. It's nice for that little bit, to be off, but then it's immediately into missing it. So excited to get back into baseball.
100%. I know that you've played a lot more than I have. I think I'm only 1, 2, maybe like 3 or 4 games in for the month of April. You probably, what would you say you had? You already have like 6 or 7, maybe 10?
Yes, something like that. But I mean, I'm playing with you on most of the teams. So we got the Rockies in the MSL, the Yankees in the Roy Hobbs, La Barca in Azteca, and then I also do play in the SSABL for the Reds on the border of Indiana. And then out in the Aurora Mexican League for Lagartijos. We won the championship last year for both those teams, actually, for, in Aurora, in Indiana, obviously in Burbank. We handed it to the Aztecs, but, looking to run it back with all the teams and with even more teams this year.
Yeah, I like that. I'm very excited for the season. I've been noticing, and just in the two leagues that I'm in, or the 3 leagues that I'm in only, so much talent. And then obviously online you see other leagues, that we might not be a part of, that there's talent over there as well in other leagues. Especially in like the Blue Island League, they're doing their thing, having a great season over there with a lot of the same characters, that we see in other leagues. It's kind of always the same guys, just different teams forming different alliances, and they look pretty good. With that said, let's start a little bit here on the season. We have this right here. I took that little picture of you on the end there. I was like, that was a great pick. I was like, wow, it turned out really well. But we both have our backups there that are always videotaping everything for us. They're taking all the good stuff, the content, and you're online with the POV. How's that going for you on the TikTok?
It's going a lot better than I thought it was going to go. So, if you don't know, follow me on TikTok. I've got some videos of me on there, obviously, but most of my videos are going to be men's league this year. So just getting, all the funny moments that happen in between the lines, and, obviously in the dugout and stuff, and the POV camera has come in clutch, and, it's just an interesting perspective. But I just think it's awesome. This year, more than any other years, I see so many guys putting their own content online and putting their home runs on, on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. And, it's awesome because now we live in an age where it's the easiest time to do it right now. It's the easiest time to make a podcast, easiest time to make these videos. And, that's something that I enjoy doing. So, if you like baseball and, you want to see an old guy, with flashes of excellence, do some stupid stuff, definitely follow, because we've got some funny stuff coming and some recaps of already, our games that have started. So, excited to go through that.
Yeah, that's what we're here to do, is recap. And I enjoy people when they post their stuff, man. It makes me feel good to see other people, like, players that I know all across the city posting their stuff. It's good to see that everyone's having fun with it this year. More than any other year, I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome to post, guys, post your homers, post your highlights, post pictures, nice pictures that you guys are taking, because I enjoy. Obviously, we can't be at 2, 3, 4 places at once, but I like to see what's going on in other leagues, what kind of competitions out there in the pictures, seeing who's out there, who's the pitcher, and all that good stuff. And, watching people enjoy their game. And I enjoy like all the content everyone is posting out there. But we started off the season Rippers or Rockies, right? First game.
Yeah.
That was a fun one. Talk about that. Your first experience on the Rockies.
Yeah, so this is, I was telling all these guys that I've been playing against for years, from enemies to lovers. Now we're on the same squad. Wearing the same colors. For the most part here, and we have some new faces too. So Brandon's on this team as well. He's on our squad with LaBarca. But obviously he's a big pickup. But I mean, I've played with all these guys for the most part, or against them. So Andy, obviously with Nuevo Leon, we won plenty of championships. Tyler catching, played with him on the Aces, and a lot of these guys, to be honest, were ex-Aces guys. So we got Tyler, we got Andy, me, Kike there in the back, Darius there in the front. Am I missing anyone? And then Benny was not an ace. No, yeah, I think that was it for that squad. But it's a little bit of a mix of both teams, and it's awesome that we at the end of the day we know that we get along with each other. We've been playing with each other for so many years, so it's a good squad to be a part of so far.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and obviously that field's gorgeous. Lake Park, all the fields the MSO uses is top notch, man. That specific one right there, I didn't think anyone was gonna hit one out, and we hit 3 out that game, 2 out that game.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Rick, Brandon. Yeah, I think that was it. I think it was just them two.
Yeah, and we had there's good chemistry on that team. We have a couple new faces. I know Shellhorn joined us this year. He's in a couple leagues too. He's in the Burbank League, the Blue Island League, and then the North Shore League as well, I think. So he's another guy that's up there doing 3-4 leagues. Just pure baseball love right there for a lot of these guys. I know Jake joined us on the Barca this year. He's always a fun guy to hang out with. And Greg's and Mike Bowling are with the Yanks. So it's like just intertwined, bro. Intertwined with all the players together. A little bit of content there from this game. I know there's Shellhorn right there. That field, I think we beat the Marlins that game, right? It was a high-scoring affair.
Yeah, it was a high-scoring affair. That's yeah.
It was like 16-10 or something crazy. The Marlins can hit, man. I know there was a lot of good content there created. There's Mike right there. There's Greg. And there's Jake doing his thing on the bump. He's always, dude. He dominates. He knows how to.
I always love hitting against Jake.
Yeah, I've never faced him. I'm pretty sure he'd either get me to pop up or roll over. I don't know. It's gonna be one or the other.
Yeah.
But a lot of fun with the Rockies over there, man. Dominant so far. I think we're 5-0 or 4-0.
I think it's 4. Yeah, I think 4-0 now. I think we played the Marlins again on Sunday.
Okay, I know we took 4 or 3 from the Rhinos. I think it's the Rhinos.
Yeah.
So that's a good start. Overall, I am personally 7-0. So 4 or 5, 7-0 to start the season. How about you?
I don't know. My teams have been kicking ass. That's what's good to be. It's fun to be on a part of, these squads with great players. But not just with great talent, but guys that want to win. Gritty guys like the Yankees. We just played on Tuesday, and that was a pretty close game against the Yard Goats. I think we thought we were going to come in and handle business. Pick up where we left off. Which was, with our bats hot, and our bats did come through, but it was a close game for the most part. So I think I can't really think of a loss so far for my teams. Like I said, play with some dogs, so it's been a fun year so far. Hopefully that goes the whole year, right? Undefeated. That's the goal.
I don't think I've ever been part of an undefeated team, bro. And
never.
I've been on a men's team since I was 12.
Special. Yeah,
I didn't start actually, starting until I was like 16 or 17. But I don't even think I've ever seen a men's team go undefeated in any league I've ever played in. And that's like 20
Yeah.
plus years.
I think I've seen it once or twice, but yeah, that's something special, right? That's like a no hitter. It's like that's so special to witness and be a part of that. Like, there's some guys who have never played in a game that has been a no hitter or a perfect game or a guy, even a golden sombrero. Some people haven't seen that either. So it's like it's beautiful that like there's so many things that you can see in baseball that every game's going to be different.
Speaking of no hitter, Aaron Figueroa from Puerto, he threw a no hitter last year, and Carlos Canelon almost had a no hitter on Sunday. He had 17 Ks, bro. 17 Ks, one hit, and Kike was the only hit.
Oh, really? What team did they play?
The Bravos.
Oh,
And
dang, that must have been a tough. Yeah, I mean, when he's on, he's tough. I think that's. I mean, we got to him for sure a couple times, but yeah, we've seen him, with his flashes of excellence, and the Bravos are a tough team too. So the fact that he did that, that's he had a good day.
Yeah, he had a good day. Kurt had a good day too that day. Just a couple errors on him, but that was a hell of a game that I was watching. I was just sitting.
Kurt was pitching too. Hell yeah,
that was a fun one to watch, man. But there's a lot of great pitching in Azteca right now. There's a ton of great pitching. I know Burbank, we're yet to see what's there this year. I know we have 10 teams this year. A couple dropped out. They just didn't come back, I guess. But it's still a very competitive league from the teams that are left. I know the Dodgers picked up a couple guys, and they're really tough.
Yeah.
And the Blue Jays.
Finest, Blue Jays, Yard Goats. I mean, to be honest, they held us for a little bit. So, if and that's kind of with any men's league team, right? Like if you have a good pitcher, your guys will hit eventually, right? Like you can put something together for 9 innings, but or 7 in some leagues. So
yeah, I mean, one good pitcher and a couple errors from the other team get you that one run, and there you go. There's your ball game, right?
Bowling looks like he's in a Dick's Sporting Goods ad. Just like the jersey doesn't say.
I was like, I got awesome. The Yankee
logo on Greg with the blanks.
Yeah, man, those guys, those are huge pickups for us this year. On the offensive side, I know we're still waiting for Dave Arnold to show up. I know once he's done with high school coach, we're gonna have DA in the lineup, and Brandon, he's gonna join us. So that lineup's 1 through 9 deep, man, 1 through 10 deep. And I'm excited to see the numbers we put up at that park at Burbank because the ball flies out. Just on Tuesday, I thought we were gonna, like you said, we were gonna score a lot of runs, and we scored 4 in the first right off the bat, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna score like 10, 12. We didn't score again, which is crazy. So, but they had really good pitching. The Yard Goats do. I can't wait to reface them, and be part of that. There's Chris, who had a hell of a playoff game on the right there last year. A bunch of good playoff games. Mike and Brian. And then so that's going on with the Burbank League. Actually, after this, I'm gonna go check out the Blue Jays and Giants. They started about 15 minutes ago. Since I'm only like 2 minutes from Burbank, I'm gonna go take a gander to see what our comp looks like. No, the Blue Jays love them all. So, and then we have a couple videos here actually from that Yankee game. Abel's bomb.
Let's go! It's a power lifter. Let's go.
Was that you?
As a power lifter, absolutely. He just this offseason he's really put start competing or started powerlifting or whatever, and he came in game 1.
Dude, he had to
have all that like lifting really pays off.
He looks way bigger.
Yeah. Let's go, Abel.
That bomb. That was fun.
Let's go, boys.
Love to see it.
Yeah, that was a bomb right there. And then another one more video of the Yanks before we move on here is the you caught this one. It's the last out, which is Abel again, the MVP of game 1, closing it out.
Doing it on both sides.
Yeah. And that was tough because I think they had a runner on base. The tying run was at second, wasn't it?
Maybe at first.
At first? Okay.
Yeah, I think at first. I mean, anytime you're at second base, you're in scoring position, obviously, and they had a couple of guys, that were left out there today, so we were able to, hold it down pitching wise too.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with my my systems today, but that was a little longer of a video. But let's see. There you go. I want to hear that music. All right.
Yeah, that's a good song to play after.
I think that's it's not gonna play. That's DJ Greg over there. But yeah, moving on. Let's talk about the Reds, man. Talk to me about the Reds and how the champs are doing over there. I know they opened up with the Cardinals, right?
Yes, yes, we did. So that team is for the SSABL. So that's the South Shore Adult Baseball League in Indiana, technically. So we play in, I mean, as far as Crown Point, but I mean, even in Lansing, Illinois, and Block Stadium, East Chicago, Oil City as well. So they get some good fields, and for the most part, they get a pretty good, across, I would say, 10 to 12 teams, pretty good competition. So the team that we played on opening day, which was this past Sunday for the Reds, was the Cardinals. So we played them, beat them 2 out of 3 games last year, took game 1 pretty easily. Game 2, they slaughtered us. We showed up to that first game just not ready. And then, my brother Gunnar came in to start game 3, and, we shut him down, and we did what we needed to do, and we played them in the championship rematch, and it was a pretty close game at first, to be honest. Pretty close game. Gunnar came through as a hitter this time and scored the winning, or the 2 RBIs that we needed to take the lead, and we won 5-3. So, they're a solid squad. I know that they lost some guys, and they added another few, but long season. We just wanted to have fun. We actually started one of my old buddies, Christian, back from the War Dogs days when we won that championship up in the MSL. And he came in and pitched opening day as a new guy, new team. And, he held them down for a bit. And, he you can see he's competitive, and he was doing some fun stuff out there. So he's a fun guy to watch. And then we had another guy that gave up men's league in general for a couple years, pitcher, lefty, Johnny. And he came in, shut him down for the rest of the game. He actually got the dub because he pitched so long. I think he pitched 5 innings and shut him down. And as a lefty coming in, not playing men's league for a couple years, that's pretty awesome. Like, I feel like I have to constantly keep working out to be doing what I'm doing. So the fact that he can do that, that's awesome. So the Reds is a fun team out there. And, if anyone's in that south suburbs of Illinois area, or even in Northwest Indiana, highly recommend the SSABL. They're doing some great things, and it's going to be a fun year.
Yeah, for baseball players in the South, like me personally, I can't do more than one Sunday league because I am exhausted after one game. I'm not youth like Ryan, but for you young guys that want more baseball and want to do another league, that South Shore League I heard is a lot of good things over there, and it's getting bigger and bigger. Take a gander, look at the website, and pick a team, hit a team up, or hit Ryan up on the DMs and get in on one. Because the more guys that we could bring into these leagues, the better. The new talent, we already have a lot of talent, but the more new guys you could bring into these leagues is the better. Makes it even more competitive and more fun too. And then those guys know more baseball players, and that's how you grow leagues, right? Every person brings more people, and so on and so forth. So that's how you grow the leagues, and every one of these leagues is very competitive. And I'm very excited because there's Abel the strong man, baby. Check out, he has a competition on Saturday, he was telling me. I'm excited I kind of want to go watch one of these comps that he has maybe later down in the year when baseball slows down a little bit. But yeah, with the All-Star tournament that's going to happen, Alvaro Rojas out of the Blue Island League, my dad out of Azteca, Sam Pasca out of Burbank, and then what is it? Johnny is the president of Jeremy. All 4 of those guys, they're putting it together, and I believe Blue Island is going to host it this first year. Obviously, it's a thing they want to keep doing year after year after year, which makes it a lot of fun. And that 4th of July at Blue Island is going to be so much fun. It's pretty much all the the best players in the city just picking a league and going toe to toe, and it's going to be a great time. And I think that's how you build a league, and then other players see that league, and then you could play in that league as well. Because like there's guys that play in multiple leagues. I know, Ricky and a couple other guys that are helping out the Sox out in Blue Island. They're going from Barker to Blue Island, or helping them out over there, and they're doing the same thing. They're coming over, some of their guys, and it's just mixing and matching different teams, and it's always a good time. Good balance. But yeah, man, it's very exciting for the city. I think, like you said earlier, this year is bigger than any other year because of the social media aspect. A lot of guys are posting their stuff. A lot of guys are talking about different things, and I personally like to shit talk a little bit to make it more interesting, right? Like there has to be something in it for for the competition factor. So I'm gonna say a couple things here and there, but that's just to have some more like when it comes to it, maybe bring something out of you. I want the best out of somebody.
Yeah, that's why we play. We play to win, and it's a game. And it's funny. Like, obviously, we're all friends and all that, but damn, I want to beat my friends, right? I don't want.
Those are the most fun games.
And those are the best ones, and even sometimes you play a team where you don't know them, and then they start chirping, and they might just be kidding, but we don't know that. We might take it seriously, and vice versa as well. So that's the beauty of it, and we're all guys at the end of the day, right? Like, we'll push each other's buttons, but I just can't get down with the people that don't want to be a little competitive. And obviously, hey, men's league, it's just for fun, y'all. But like, at the end of the day, we're still trying to win. Like,
I mean, we're all a lot of us are past our prime or whatever, but it's still
all of us. 99% of us, we ain't got no shot. I saw Joba at the Boomers. So I was covering the Black Sox that were over there. And then they were at the Dogs the next day. And Joba was out there pitching, man. I got some footage of him, and he's trying to make his 5th, 6th run at it or whatever. And I mean, he was just having some fun, letting the arm loose, but obviously we all hope we get the call, but 99% of us ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, 100%, man. And it's still fun because there's always guys, hey, we're here on a Sunday ballpark, just having a good time. I'm like, I'm still gonna talk my shit, man. I'm sorry. And just speaking about it, like, we did face Miguel. He's a close friend of ours. We got to face him on Sunday. I have a little video here of iRake Ruiz, we were down 2-0 at the time. Miguel's Miguel. He's a beast. He's one of the hardest guys. He's so smart. He doesn't have the 95 or 94 or 93, like some other guys that are out there, but he has enough. He has like that 85, 84, but he moves the ball and he locates better. Like he's like Greg Maddux, bro. He moves the ball, and I want to show a little clip here. He was on the bump. We did get the W 4-2, but this is a big hit here with 2 outs, men on second and third, of iRake Ruiz against Miguel, which is one of the top pitchers in the city, I believe. In my opinion. No one's changing. He's still one of the best. And that was me expecting. No way I was scoring.
Every time, Eric, man. He's gonna have a year this year.
He's healthy, bro, and he packed on some weight. iRake Ruiz, if you're listening, man, I expect big things out of you. Just the way he's healthy now, and he's a beast. He's also actually put him in contact with Todd over with the Bravest, because he's a fireman now. And hopefully he can help the fire out this year. Yeah, I want to see every year I gamble on the Bravest to beat the Finest at the Cell, and I've lost some money here and there for the last 10 years. Every year, one of these, I get good odds, bro. I get good odds. One of these years it's gonna happen.
Oh, eventually, for sure.
But no, it's good time over there. That was a good one. And the Azteca League is going really well. But let me, real quick, before we move on to one other one, I want to show a little bit of video here of the Reds. Your final out with the Reds. This was Sunday, by the way. You had 3 games, and you told me you went Chicago, Aurora, Indiana, and then you started making plays. I was like, God bless you, bro.
No, I mean, it's obviously now it's not for the love of it. Now it's I mean, a little bit it is, but now it's to get some content and to try and do as much as I can, while we have a baseball season. So, it's a little bit different, but yeah. And then this coming Sunday, going out to the Rockies, Indiana and Aurora, we're at Block Stadium. So, like I said, SSABL, they get some pretty nice fields, but yeah, the guys that do the grind, respect to you guys, because some guys are playing those 2 games a day, and there's not a lot of you know, there's not awards or accolades or anything. You go to the work the next day. Sometimes, these guys are going home to their girlfriends and they're like, oh, I went 2 for 2. And, we hear stories of guys that they're just like, oh, that's awesome. Like, what do you want for dinner? Which that's so true. Like, it doesn't really mean anything, but, at the end of the day, we all play the game, just for, the fun of it. So love it.
100%. And then that's one thing for the guys that are watching, the guys that are going to watch this, is what we're trying to do. We put this together kind of here, like almost in the last couple hours. We just did it. What we kind of want to do is continuous basis throughout the season, since we do have so much content, and we do, continue to have content for all our teammates, including the other players as well that we play against. We want to use this platform to show that content every 2 weeks or so. We can actually show the content, or maybe even once a month. This is where you're going to find your content. A lot of guys are going to be like, hey, can I get this? Can I get that? I'm like, yeah, 100%. But ultimately at the end, we want to be able to show the content here on our platform, for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and show all the content throughout the 2 weeks, 3 weeks that we've been doing. And you know what I'm saying? Putting it together. So I'm excited for this. And here's a little bit about the Reds. This is your final out with the Reds.
That's Aurora.
Oh, this is Aurora.
Which, I mean, that's Stevie right there. That's the man, the myth, the legend.
Damn, he got big, boy.
Yeah.
Like in a good way.
I don't know about that. I mean,
yeah.
But,
Stevie,
but yeah, so I got to catch him. So I catch in that league, and we've worked well together. We won championship last year, but we got some dogs on that team. So right after me, I think right after me is Leo. Leo plays big time softball as well. He's a stud, man. He hits. I mean, this game he had 2 home runs and he hit his 3rd one off the wall.
That guy right there with the C.
Didn't have 3, but yeah, we got him. We've got Wilder. So he's a Venezolano that literally just picks up the baseball as a natural. Vicent. It's actually a typo. His last name is Vincent. He's a college pitcher. He closed out the championship for us last year. He's a good dog, and that's the coach. Yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
We got. It's an exciting league. Like that's the one where the championship last year. I mean, there was a couple hundred fans out there that. They had the taco lady going, they had the music blasting. They got everyone, just getting really riled up for the game. And they love baseball out there. Out in Aurora, big baseball city for sure. And, that's another league that it's exciting to play in. So love it.
Yeah, the Aurora League I used to play in. And so one year I remember, by the way, this is my cousin. Thanks, Rob, for, hitting us up and supporting us. Back in the day, I took La Barca for 1 season to the Aurora League. And it didn't really work out too well. That's where I met Jake back in like 07, 06. We changing from being the established Sunday team in Benito Juarez and changing to another league. It just wasn't the same for us. It just didn't feel right. And plus we were only getting like 9 guys a game because it was from Chicago guys coming to Aurora. So we just couldn't do it. So we ended up coming back. But yeah, the Aurora League, it's a great league. It's fun out there. And then you have we don't have one here of the Reds, but next time we'll have some more content of them. But now we're moving on here. We got a couple, like maybe 10 more minutes. We have the La Barca content here. We've had 2 games so far. One not so tough game and one really tough game. With Michoacan, and they're really good. Just showing some pictures here. You got J. Cole, Edwin, and Brandon. 3 dogs up there having a good time, 1-2 innings each, and keeping the score close. What do you think of? You haven't been in Azteca in 3 years since we were with the Bravos?
Yeah, unfortunately, 2 years. So yeah, unfortunately, my last game was. It was the last time I saw Carlos. Rest in peace, Carlos Rivera, that umpire. Yeah, he umped that last game. The Bravos we lost, so yeah, that was in 2022. Yeah, 2022. So yeah, this is my first year back. So really 1 year. I wanted to play last year. Just like anyone does in that league. There's a lot of competition, but just playing in other leagues, it just didn't work out that year. But big shout out to Roy and those guys over there, man. Yeah, they might have slipped up this past weekend, but
Oh, they'll
they're,
be
they're
there.
they're always top 4 contenders, so they're going to
Yeah,
bounce right back. They're a winning team,
they'll
So
be up there, man. They are.
yeah.
And speaking of the Bravos, though, I think we spoke about this in one of the maybe your first ever episode of the iRake Mentality when we did your interview. It's gonna have that one's gonna have a lot of content, that game, because it's gonna be Gunner versus you. Gunner pitches for the Bravos.
Yeah,
That's gonna be an awesome battle. I just want to watch that so much.
yeah. I think we've only faced each other twice, 2 or 3 times.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's the thing is right now, I'm putting asterisks, next to the games that, are maybe some big games or some people that I know or whatever. And, that one I do have an asterisk next to the one in Aurora as well, unfortunately. And, I might not even be there at Washington for that game, or I might have to like be there half a game or
Gunner's
something.
on the bump. You gotta
But I
be
hope
in that bad against them.
I hope, yeah. I hope it works out, and I've been, I think I've been successful, in our previous battles, so I think I'll be fine.
You should POV that at bat.
Yeah, I'll mic him up for that. I'll mic myself up. I have 2 mics, so I could do him and then me, and we'll talk. So that's actually one, the World Baseball Classic this past one. What was it, 2023?
Which we're going to, right? A lot of us.
Oh, the upcoming one.
Yeah, we're gonna go to.
Yeah, we have to.
Probably Miami. We're going.
But the last time the last one, it was around my brother's birthday. His birthday's on leap year in February. And we went down to Miami, and we actually met up with my guy, Joe Torre from the Black Sox organization, training down in that area, in Miami area. And we got an at-bat. So Gunner actually went in, and he pitched against pro guys. And man, he did his thing. And but yeah, so he put me in there, obviously, and I'm just grabbing someone's gear. We didn't bring anything, but Gunner doesn't need anything. He just needs his arm to pitch. So I'm over here just grabbing people's gear, and then I go in, and I hit a line. So it went full count, I think, the first at bat, and then I hit a line drive up the middle. And of course, this center fielder, really fast guy, run, full out dives. We have it on camera. Full out dives, robs me of the hit. But of course, like, that's how it had to work out, because 100%. It's me and him. And then the next at bat, I know I went yard on him, but foul. So I hit a long foul ball, and then he walked me, and that was it. So
I found. Sorry to cut you off. I found the Reds video. I'm gonna add it real quick.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
We're running out of time here.
My boys out in Indiana. So this is our so that's at Block Stadium. Infield was a little choppy, but usually Block Stadium is solid. Really good place to play at.
Ooh, I like the uniforms this year.
Yeah, so shout out to my boy Jeremy Ortiz. He said we have to flex, right? We won the championship. The MLB teams do that, so we got gold Reds jerseys, and they say Los Rojos on them, so they're pretty sick. And he's got gold batting tape. He's got gold laces in his Jordans. He's even getting gold on the. He's even putting a gold helmet together too. So he's going all out. I love it.
You got to, man. You got to. You're the champs. You got a lot of competition coming your way. The champs always get the toughest battles next season.
So we got some dogs on that team. Doppler, that big red-headed guy, man, he took like 5 years off, and he came back last year, and he was leading our team in like every hitting category. Oh, that's me right there. I'm like the player. I'm like, championship is in August. Make sure you clear your schedule.
Oh, you got the Reds hats with the gold too.
Yeah,
we went all out. Good stuff.
The Reds gold too. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Vaughn and a lot of these guys. So De Jesus right there, Angel Figueroa. A lot of these guys are from the city. A lot of these guys went to Clemente and grew up with us. Like I said, Jeremy Ortiz, who's my best friend. We grew up across the street from each other. So a lot of these guys are like local Chicago guys from Belcragen, from Humboldt Park, and
Dude, let me know if you ever need a lefty hitter, bro. I'll go out there. What's qualification out there, bro? That look fun.
yeah, I think it's 8 games. A lot of leagues I feel like are in the 8 game mark. I think it's
8
like
to
7 or
10.
8 games. Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Jeremy, if you're listening, if you need a lefty bomber or singles hitter,
Yeah,
singles.
he's always taking pickups. But yeah, no, those are pretty cool jerseys, and those also are that's the team where we do the cutoff as well, and we don't wear sleeves, and we just do the Reds pinstripe cutoff, for the boys. So it's a fun team to be a part of. If you're trying to win a championship, and come on by.
Yeah, for sure, man. So yeah, so that's all the content right there that we provided. Next time we're gonna have a lot more throughout. We'll have a couple weeks worth of content, some videos. I still have other videos of a couple homers from a couple guys, nice shots. But yeah, man, it's a lot of fun to talk about. It's just a little review here. We'll be doing many more of these with other content created and your POV videos, and we'll be dropping them off in here and talking about other things. But this week, I think I only have 2 games this week. You have probably like 4. But yeah, man, I'm excited. It's April. We're going right into May, and then before you know it, it's playoffs time.
Yeah, it's gonna fly by, right? So if you play, take a picture, take a video, because it's gonna fly by. So we're really excited to just keep going on with the season, and yeah, we'll put together that video, with more content and that POV stuff, and just excited to get going, man. So good luck to everyone this season. Stay healthy, stay safe. It's just a game, everyone. Have some fun.
Have some fun, boys. And we'll definitely, and one thing for you guys that are watching is, if you have content, if you want to share it with us, just shoot it over to me. I'll put it in here for the podcast, and the more the merrier. Always the more the merrier. You have more content to show. Because
even if it's off of us, if you have content striking me out, send it over. If you have content striking Jesse out, for sure.
Those are hard to find, Ryan. Those are very hard to find, boy.
I don't know. I think I got a couple on my phone. I might have to send them over to you.
I'm just messing with you, but yeah, that's all the time we have for today, man. So you got anything else to say to the people before we head out?
That's about it. Have a good Friday. Be safe. Liquid IV does wonders. So we'll see you on Sunday, and that's about it.
That's it. All right, for Ryan, for Jesse, this is iRake Mentality Podcast. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with even more content for everyone, and we'll keep reviewing the leagues as we go on, ultimately leading up to that 4th of July tournament where we all come together and create awesomeness together as a city, and into the playoffs. So for Ryan, I'm Jesse. You have a good night, everyone. Take care. See ya.